What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to watching, my name is Deziana, but as known on here, I'm going as CONFiDEZ. Today I want to be talking about relationships. So on Instagram, on my story, I had posted what people were interested in me talking about. They wanted to hear my advice on relationships, or if they wanted a Q&A, obviously relationships overpowered the other one. So I'm going to be talking about relationships today. This is going to be a very deep vlog for me because I'm going to take myself to a place of hurt and pain. I'm completely, well, I don't want to say completely, no one is completely healed from certain experiences, but I can say that I'm in a place now where it no longer affects my life. So in this vlog, I'm going to be talking about my experiences, my trials, my pain, things that I've been through, the healing process that I took, healing tools for you all, time frame on when it is appropriate to move on to the next relationship, and just hope for new love. So starting off, in my life, I've had a total of 3 serious relationships. One lasted 1 year, another lasted 4 years, and then one 5 years. I've realized now that in the majority of my young years, I've devoted so much time trying to find love and trying to be in love and trying to live that fairy tale life that the world tells us that we should have. So growing up, life was really tough for me. I didn't have it easy in terms of having both parents. I only had my mother, my father, who was physically present but not emotionally present for us. That really took a toll on me and my siblings. But me personally, I didn't have my father's, that fatherly love present 24/7. And because of my mother and father's relationship, my mother was in a place where she was depressed and unable to provide love to others because she was having trouble finding love herself. Growing up, I witnessed my parents' fights, my father's abusiveness, and it was hard, It was normal to me to experience violence in the household. Obviously at one point you realize that it's not okay, but because you witness it so much, you tend to subconsciously internalize it. So soon after the abuse, my mother decided to leave my father. They got a divorce, and then my mom got into a really dark place to where she was out clubbing all the time, and she was hardly ever home. And as the oldest, it was a lot of responsibility on me to raise my siblings and grow up fast and not really have a childhood. But being oldest, you still want love from your parents. My father was absent emotionally. My mother was absent physically and emotionally, in a sense that she wasn't capable of giving us that kind of love. She always took care of us, like, we had clothes, we had food. I appreciate her so much for that. But it put me in a place where I really wanted to find love, and there's only one way to find it. When you're young and dumb, you look in the streets and you find it in men, or at the time, boys. My first relationship, I was 14, and I really fell for someone that I kind of grew up with, and things between us were really good, but again, I was young. I became obsessive to the point where I just was so needy for their attention and their time, and just everything that you think love is, it's not. Let's just put it like that. I tried to make every relationship that I've been in match what I see on TV, match what I see in the world and fairy tales and all that stuff, but it's not real, guys. So yeah, so growing up, I really just wanted to feel loved. I wanted to feel like someone appreciated me and that someone thought I was important to being, on earth, and that's why I ran to certain relationships. Now I'm gonna go on to certain things that I've been through in certain relationships, and I'm not gonna give any names of who put me through the situation, just because that's personal to me. Every relationship starts off where you guys are happy, you guys are in love. It's that honeymoon stage. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you know for sure that they're gonna be the person that you marry and that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. And then you start realizing that people's true colors start to slowly come out. And you guys have to start taking that for what it is, because when you see people's colors, like, don't make excuses, follow your gut instinct. I mean, I don't know how much to say, pay attention to that. And I'm gonna scramble the events so that you guys aren't able to create a whole timeline on yourself. Like, oh, she must be talking about this person, or she must be talking about that person, because a lot of people here do know my previous relationships. And a lot of my relationships I have been cheated on, whether that's sexually, whether that's texting other people, giving other women attention. And I'm not talking about attention like flirtatious, but like meeting up with people. And what sex is like, being in a position to where you feel like you're loving someone with all your heart and all your soul, and then in return you get put in a place to where you feel like you're not good enough, and that you're not worthy enough, and that something must be wrong with you if other people can continue to have their attention. It sucks. Giving your heart open-heartedly to someone and them not taking it serious. So I have been cheated on, I've been lied to. I mean, who hasn't been lied to in any relationship? But the lies that were told were not little lies, they were huge lies, to where at the end it made me look stupid, to where like I would ask people if they slept with a certain person, they said no. Even years later, or in the relationship time being, I find out they have, and I involved the person in my life. Like, I thought this wasn't gonna hurt. Actually, it's not gonna hurt. Maybe I'm not completely healed, and that's okay. It's just me realizing that I still have stuff to fix. But don't get emotional. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. You know, if you're in a relationship, what you give to someone is kind of what you expect. You know, if you're giving your full heart, your full love, you're expecting that in return. I've been in relationships that have been abusive, and I'm not talking about just they slapped and pulled my hair. No, I'm talking about physically abusive, where I've been punched plenty of times, emotionally abusive, to where I've been told I do have stretch marks on my body, as any normal woman would have, but being told that I look like a zebra and it's inappropriate for me to even show a piece of myself because the world thinks I'm ugly. Being told that my attitude and how I am is too much to handle, and if I leave the person, that no one else is gonna want to be with me. Just things that don't make any sense, but because you love the person so much, you take it personal and you believe it. And there were things that put me in a place of where I became so insecure. I allowed for the person or the persons to give me that much control, to make me feel like I wasn't good enough and that I wasn't worthy enough, and no one else was going to deal with my stuff the way they did. And so I had to stay. I've also been in relationships to where I have been sexually abused, and that one was a really hard one for me, to where I wasn't ready for certain things to happen, and they would forcibly make them happen because I was their girlfriend and I was supposed to do that. And just certain things are not okay. And the things that I've experienced, I'm not gonna go into detail because it's things that women should never experience, especially in a relationship with someone that you supposedly love. God, I've told this story so many times and I've never cried. And I think it's because possibly I just told people that I trusted, and I'm more nervous about revealing this information to the world. So no abuse, no sexual abuse, no physical abuse, no mental abuse is considered love. None of it. And if you guys are experiencing any of those right now, please understand that you have full control over your relationship. You have full control over yourselves. Sometimes it felt like when you're in the situation, it feels hard to get out of, because sometimes you may have portrayed an image to the world that your relationship is all happy and butterflies, and you're kind of scared to admit that it really wasn't. But don't settle. Don't put yourselves constantly through situations like that, because it honestly has an effect on you in the future, and I'll explain that in a second. But I experienced so much abuse from a particular relationship, and I was just too young to understand it. And because I've witnessed it growing up with my parents, I've kind of normalized it. I thought it was normal. but I knew it wasn't okay. But that has to be love, because my mom stayed with my dad for 10 years and she said she loved him and he put her through that. That was my mindset growing up. And I'm pretty sure that anyone who's had parents who were abusive towards each other, they would understand this as well. Every relationship, regardless, has made me feel like I wasn't good enough, has made me feel like I wasn't pretty enough, has made me feel that my body type didn't match what their fantasies were. But you know what, people? At the end of the day, you're good enough. And this message is not just to women. Please understand, just because I am a woman speaking on my experiences, I feel like in the world we all search for love. People who grow up without a father trying to find it in the streets. Anything that you lack in a household, you try to find the void somewhere else. And a lot of the things that we try to find or fill the void with are not things that are going to benefit us. A lot of my experiences did hurt me, did put me through a lot of pain. In one sense, they do kind of still affect me, but they all made me into the stronger woman that I am today. So don't tell yourself that you're weak if you can't leave a relationship. Don't tell yourself that you're stupid for falling for someone. I mean, we all fall for people and we all try to have that forgiving, loving heart, but we have to do better. Love is so much more than what we think it is. If you know me as a person, you know that I am the most forgiving, most understanding, most appreciative, most wanting to do whatever it takes to make someone happy. Even if it means that I give them every piece of me and I leave nothing for myself. And because of it, I have been taken advantage of, and I put myself in that position. I can't be mad at them. Like, I always do that. But when you're in a relationship and you notice that you're so unhappy and you feel trapped and you feel insecure and you become to feel that you're depressed and unmotivated to reach your goals in life, those are the red flags that you need to notice and to understand that it's time to move on. It's time to let go. It's time to find the strength to get up and go. Because trust me, that is not the person that God called for you. Please, I mean, that's maybe the person that God brought into your life to put you through it, for you to become a better person, to appreciate your next relationship. But how long you stay is up to you. After I've left certain relationships, my healing tools were talking to the next person, trying to fill the void again, because if they couldn't do it, another person could. And I would talk to different guys and try to get the attention, you know, the good morning beautiful, help me feel worthy, help me feel like I'm appreciated, and help me feel like I'm the only girl in the world. I mean, I don't know what other person wouldn't want to feel that. Honestly, my honest opinion is that it's never worked for me. When people notice that you're broken and you're not completely healed, you begin to let your insecurities and your past hurts to attack the other person that you're talking to. Sometimes it may come out like, oh, I know you're cheating on me. I know you must be talking to somebody because my ex did this. Like, or, you know, my ex put me through this. So if you think for a second you gonna do it, you got me messed up, whatever the case may be. I mean, we've all said it. That just shows that we're not completely healed. And if you're thinking like that, that maybe it's not time for you to move on. After my last breakup, I took time to just shut myself out of the world, and I legit just went to church all the time, would read the Bible, would read certain scriptures every morning, would watch sermons. If you guys like Joyce Meyer, she's really, really good. She's really inspirational. But that's what I did, and I focused on learning who I am, healing myself from the past hurts. So like being able to trust people. So my new motto is, I'll trust, if any new relationship, I'll trust you 100%. I tell this to so many people, so I am pretty sure whoever's watching this and knows me would be saying it along with me. But I will trust you 100% until you give me a reason not to trust you. Not I'm gonna trust you 50% until you prove to me that you're not my ex-boyfriend type thing. But you have to put yourself in a position to where you can be 100% trustworthy with a new person, regardless of what you've been through, because that shows that you've completely healed from that relationship. Now, I'm not saying to be dumbfounded and to allow yourself to be put in the same situations. Obviously, every relationship that you're in, if you see that red flag again, you kind of have to be like, I've been through this before, I'm not going to put myself through that again. You have to be cautious of your heart, but I'm saying to be trusting. So until you find yourself in a position that you can trust 100%, you can love 100%, and you're healed from your past relationship, that is the time when you know you're ready to move on to the next person and to try again. If you find yourself that after a heartbreak, the first thing you want to run to is, hey girls, like, what we doing tonight? Like, let's go out, let's have a girls night, I'm trying to get turned up, whatever the case may be, then you're distracting yourself. And I'm not saying that in a judgy way. I'm saying that because that's what I've done. I'm saying that you're not dealing with the pain. Instead, you're trying to numb it. You're trying to put it aside. And if you're that kind of person, then you'll realize that the pain is still there. Regardless of what you do, how much money you have, you're still having this void and this pain inside of you that you haven't dealt with. And today it's time to deal with it. It's time to release it. Sometimes you have to take yourself, even if it's from relationships that you haven't healed from years ago, it's time to take yourself back into that place, allow yourself to be in those emotions again. And I would suggest journaling, writing about, in 2015, this is what this person put me through, and I feel that it affects my life in this way because I constantly see myself having those same fears in the new relationships that I have, which are causing stress and tension, blah, 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 and they're destroying a future that I could possibly have, but I can't have it because for some reason I can't let go of the past. The Bible says that we have to learn to forgive. Plenty of times. I don't know if it's like 66 times or 77 times 7, I don't know how many times, but basically you need to forgive all the time, and I've conquered that. I'm pretty confident that I know how to forgive people pretty easily. People that even put me through the worst of pain, I can forgive them the same day, next day, couple days, whatever. But I would never hold on to that grudge or hold on to that pain anymore, because I noticed that mentally I'm in control. No one else can have that control over me. And please know, I know that you guys hear people say this all the time, that when you forgive someone, it's not for that person, it's for you. And it's so true, because whether you can tell the person, hey, I just want to let you know that I forgive you, and they're probably gonna be like, okay, cool, like, I've been over you, why are you calling me, type thing. But forgiveness is for you. It's for you to know that they no longer have a hold over your life, over your mentality, over your future. You're in control. I don't know how many more times I can express it. I don't even know if this video makes sense. I mean, hopefully it does. I'm giving you guys an insight of what I've been through. I've mentioned a lot of things in this video that I've never even told my parents. I mean, or a lot of people don't know. But the first step towards healing is acknowledging what happened. In the end, no love is perfect. And stop looking on social media, letting social media convince you of people's relationships, because not everyone shows you the truth about what occurs in a relationship. Not all relationship is happy. Not all relationship is in a honeymoon stage 24/7. I feel that if you're single right now and you're watching this and you're wanting to seek for hope of love, if you haven't found love right now, I would honestly say it's maybe because you have to continue to find yourself first. God is not going to bring you your husband or your wife if you're not ready, because you'll ruin it. So get ready. Learn to love yourself. Learn to let go. Learn to forgive. And learn to use your stories to inspire other people. Your battle stories, which are like the stories of trials and tribulations and pain, anything that anyone has ever put you through, don't be afraid to speak on it to other people, because your story might be what helps break some chains for the next person. Women, men, know your worth. Because you're worthy, you're beautiful, you're everything that your ex told you that you're not. You are. I hope this video made sense. If you guys want me to talk about a specific situation in terms of a relationship, please ask me questions. I'm gonna put my Instagram here, and I'm gonna put my Snapchat here as well, so that you guys are able to hit me up. Don't be afraid. I'm here for a reason. I'm not doing these videos for myself. I mean, in a sense, it's like therapy, because I'm letting things out. But it's really to help grow with other people and to heal together. So thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope that you all have a great 4th of July, and be safe with those fireworks, y'all. I like watching them from like the inside, but I don't like watching people light up the fireworks themselves. So be careful, you all. And I'm gonna close with saying what I always say, that self-love is the best kind of love. Have a great day. CONFiDEZ.